All right, welcome back to Finley Formation. This is Brandon.
This Gage?
All right, so we're in here with Jared again. He had some kid stuff to do. I think kid had a basketball game or something, so that's pretty cool. Just
Thought he just told us he was done with Pat or with some kid sport.
yeah, with him coaching, and then one kid was done with football or something. But yeah, no, he's a busy dude. He's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
We're actually doing this recording on a Thursday. We're a little late getting them out. We usually try to do it Tuesday or Wednesday. Running a little late today. Had some schedule conflicts with Gage and Jared. So yeah, I don't know, man. This week was another crazy week. This felt like a week one where you do all your picks, trying to get a gist of what this year's going like, and then it just kind of slaps you in the face again, where you get all these a few of them I guess bad games. What am I looking at? Well, for one, I mean the Jets come back on the Bengals. I didn't see that one happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Joe Flacco is the greatest quarterback to ever do it. I mean, he just showed it. He's 41 years old and threw for 223, 2 tugs, and 0 interceptions. So, he
yeah,
also scored 25 on fantasy. So,
yeah,
I mean, like, I wouldn't sign him. I'm like, dude, you pro Joe Flacco in this explosive offense, he's going to do good. And he went out and scored 25 points. So,
yeah, and it kind of seemed like they had that game in lock.
Mhm.
When I was checking it, I left uh, before the early games closed, I guess, and went down to my buddy's house. And when I got there, he told me the Jets won. I was like, no way, dude, that game was
Yeah.
done. But it obviously wasn't, and they were able to come back and win it with like a minute left. I think that just really shows how bad the Bengals defense really is when they can give up, or when they score 33 points or whatever it was and
Yeah,
still lose the game.
38 and lost to the damn Jets.
Yeah.
They were the first Jets win of the year and scored 38 points.
Yeah.
So it's like a terrible team. It's not even like they went into the Eagles or
Yeah. A
ran
good
into
team.
the Colts and put up 38 and lost.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have Jonathan Taylor. They were going against Brees Hall. Like
Yeah. It was a terrible offense, but then just, yeah, was able to pull it together at the end there. And I think it was Justin Fields, too, because Tyrod Taylor was out. And Fields hasn't been good since week one. So it was like week one and week 8 is where that's where he excels everywhere in between
yeah,
there.
I
Maybe
mean,
he'll be good again in week 17. I don't know.
so you look at it. Brees Hall was the better passer in that game. Threw 100% and had a touchdown.
One for
So
one for a touchdown.
yep, one
Yeah.
for one for a touchdown for 4 yards.
I
He,
did see that he threw
he
a
had the
touchdown.
he had the higher QBR. So Brees Hall's the best quarterback on the Jets.
That's,
He had the higher
I wouldn't doubt it.
QBR.
Yeah, I mean, you just had games like that one. The Dolphins surprised the hell out of me. I don't even know what to think about the Falcons anymore. Like right before we started recording, we were talking about Bijan, and I think we're all still fans of Bijan Robinson. But I mean, if this team can't get it done against the Dolphins running, everybody's running against the Dolphins. Then you got the supposedly best running back in the league. I even was kind of going there at how good he was, and they can't get it done. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, he was even starting to earn my respect. And, once I start getting going on somebody, it's very hard to do that. So, like, I was already hating on him because, first time I really even heard of him, barely even knew who he was his rookie year, last year
Uh-huh.
or 2 years ago, whenever it was. And next thing you know, EA gives him a badass card. It's like, who even is this guy? It was for an AKA promo, so his name was Bijan Mustard. I'm like, who
That's
is
funny.
Bijan and who calls him Mustard? What the hell is going on
Right? Who is this guy? No, yeah, it's crazy because I mean, you had like everybody was running on the Dolphins. Rico Dowdle had over 200 yards. I mean, I think it was like 3 straight weeks that there were 200-yard rushers given. The Dolphins gave up the 200-yard guys. So it's what the hell? And then I think they held Bijan to 14 yards. So they decided to come and play. The Dolphins did. I mean, pretty much at this point, I think they should be selling the season. I don't like anybody giving up. I think you should still play hard. But I do feel like they're to the point already where they should just be putting in all the guys that they want to develop.
Yeah, and they're not like the Jets where the Jets needed to win, so they still have somewhat of a fan base going into next season.
Yeah.
But you're usually at the first pick if you would win. I've never seen I mean, they're guaranteed the first pick right now. They just lose out. So
The Jets.
yeah,
Yeah.
they needed at least one, so it didn't look like they were tanking. And now they're clear, man. Now they're
Yeah,
all
but
good.
the
So,
Dolphins got 2 wins now, or 3 wins, or whatever they're at. So they're kind of screwing themselves a little bit. They need to slow down.
they always do that. They always bite themselves in the ass. Always
Yeah, maybe
happens.
they won't end up with a top 10 pick again.
Yeah.
That's just the way they'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit here, one of my notes was we talk about them a lot lately, man, but the Patriots are playoff bound. I mean, dude, we just talked about Myles Garrett getting 5 sacks on
Yeah.
Drake May, and terrible first half for the Patriots, and especially their offense. And then they still come back and ended up winning that game. I think they scored 23 points in the fourth quarter, or 20
Wasn't that crazy?
20 or in the third quarter. It was a crazy amount of points that they just, because we were looking at it,
21 in the third.
and it was a close game up until then, and all of a sudden, bam, just
Yeah, because we were looking at it almost like 15-13 or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Or they were down 13-9, huh?
yeah, something like that.
And then it's like, yeah, and then you're like, was it? Or yeah, you flip past the channel. It's like, what the shit? Wasn't this game just 9?
Yeah.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah.
I do remember that now. Yeah.
And Drake May had another great showing. I think they're playoff bound. I think it's going to be hard to hold them out. They've got their defense is coming along solid. I think all those guys they brought in are starting to gel on the defensive line, and I think their offense just Drake May's looking for real. I like what I'm seeing there.
Yeah, Drake May is literally just like I said it a lot on the podcast already. I said it a hell of a lot in these last couple of weeks, but just watching football, Drake May is literally Tom Brady 2.0.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already breaking Tom Brady records. Got sacked 5 times. Myles Garrett was up his ass the entire game,
yep,
and he threw 18 for 24 for 282 and 3 touchdowns
yeah,
and 1 interception. But with Myles Garrett in your face every single play, only throwing 1 interception is good. I mean,
right. I mean, 5 sacks for that dude. So if I was the Brown, I mean, even Myles Garrett was so upset, man. During that game, he was throwing his helmet and stuff. But it's like, dude, you signed back with the Browns. You kind of signed on for that.
Yeah,
you knew what that quarterback room looked like. You knew what was going on with that offense, and so it's like you knew it. You went for the money.
Yeah, you should have went to the Niners because right now we really could use you.
Yeah,
we'd be killing. And the Niners always find some bullshit way to have the salary cap to sign everybody.
Yeah.
Like I know we finally released somebody. We lost Greenlaw, we lost Hufanga, but at the current moment, even with all the signings we've had made, with $92 million on the injury list, they still have $30 million in open cap this season.
Yeah, they could figure something out.
I mean, me and Hunter talked about it the last couple of years, and it's just they're cheating. They have to be.
Something's going on.
When is the scandal going to come out? They have to be cheating.
Right.
So yeah, he should have went to the Niners.
Should have. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to win, he should have went somewhere else. But I guess if they're going to pay him all that money,
I hear the Cowboys were looking for an edge rusher. So
yeah,
he could have gone there.
Yep. And I mean, some people are still talking the trade talk for Myles Garrett, and I mean, I'm sure people will take on that contract. I'm sure they would.
Somebody would get him back, but I just don't know who. Maybe the Patriots might be a good trade destination for him.
I don't think the Browns are ready to go there. I think they got their defense, but what they need to do is, I don't know, man. I don't know what they need to do. The Browns suck at getting quarterbacks. They suck at dealing with all that.
They need to just not take a 3rd and a 5th round quarterback.
Yeah. But they've tried it from 1st to 7th round getting quarterbacks, and they just keep getting snake bit as hell. So,
well, they did find one good one. He just wasn't. He's playing better now, but like Hunter had to point it out to me, Baker Mayfield played really good on the Browns.
Yeah, he
3,500 passing yards.
Yeah,
with the Browns almost every year. So it was just he had no one around him, and the defense didn't play as good as it should have.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a guy there who's playing damn good now. So, yeah I agree.
I think what they need to do is figure out a damn coach before they figure out a quarterback. I think they keep making the wrong. They just need a clean house and probably sell the team. So completely clean house from owner down, and that whole office, clear them all out and bring on new people in. That's
on that offense.
They should probably on the front office.
Gotcha.
Owner down to goddamn water bottle handle. They need to
get everybody out of there and start over.
Get everybody out of there. Probably rebrand away from the Browns. Probably become like the Cleveland. I don't know what you would do with Cleveland though. Like the Cleveland Bobcats,
The
still
Steamers.
there. Yeah, yeah, the Cleveland Steamers. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know either, man. Yeah, they're terrible, especially for offense. That's just terrible. I still think their defense is good. They end up giving up points, but hell, when you give a offense that many tries at your
oh,
defense, somebody's gonna, be able to put up
and
points. So
I mean their defense. Yes, they give lots of points, but every defense gave a lot of points to Tom Brady, and now every defense can give up a lot of points to Drake
yeah,
May.
they
It's
gave
just
him way too many chances, man.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you put the ball in Tom Brady's hands, he's gonna score points. That's what happened. So
So it's kind of weird. I got another note. Do you think Denver's finally getting it together on offense, or do you think it was just a really good quarter against the Giants and then going against a bad defense and the Cowboys?
well, I think they went against two bad defenses.
Yeah.
Like the Giants look really good in that game, and they have a good D line. But I still don't like their secondary. I don't like their linebackers too much.
Right. Pitiful. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like they actually underperformed for 3 quarters against the Giants, and then they had a quarter playing at the level they should have been,
Yeah.
and that's how they came back. And then, yeah, I mean, against the Cowboys, it's just the worst defense in football. I mean,
Yeah.
they're what 30th in run and 31st in pass.
Yeah.
They're
They're
the
down.
worst
Yeah.
defense in football. Um,
Yeah. They're one of them for
so
sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. So I'm just wondering, I mean, if Denver keeps playing teams like this, they're going to be off. They're playoff bound and probably going to win that AFC West. Unfortunately,
at some point they got to run into Drake
that's what I
May,
was gonna
right?
say. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to get to play the Cowboys defense and the Giants defense every week. Although there was a lot of bright spots on the Denver offense, even when they're playing somebody that's not up to snuff. I mean, they still did better. It did seem like they were able to do a little bit more with the running game and do things. So even when you're like, it was almost like their play calling and things they were doing just seemed like, I know it's a lot easier when you're not playing a great defense, but like you said, they underperformed against the Giants, and they didn't do that against the Cowboys. They pretty
No,
much took it to them the whole game. So,
no, I think a huge part of that was getting RJ Harvey more involved.
mhm.
I feel like I've been seeing it all year where he's getting 7 to 10 carries and he has what he needs to go big, but they're like trying to get him on weak side zone runs and stuff where he's blocking. They have double team stuff going on the left side,
Yeah.
but he's running to the right side because they're trying to weak side zone and counter and all that stuff. So it's
Mhm.
just they're getting him plays that only work when they ran wildly, like when they're a surprising play call,
Gotcha.
not when RJ's coming in, it's gonna be a weak side runner.
Instead of
You know,
consistent.
so I think
Okay.
that when they got him involved this week a little bit more and actually gave him good play calls, I think it helped a lot because he had a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking about the Giants, man, they are exciting, but
A
once
lot
Cam,
less exciting.
yeah, once Cam goes down, like it's crazy what he means to that offense and what they do.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like once they went down against the Eagles, it was over.
Well,
And I mean, he had a touchdown, and just he didn't play very long. I
yeah,
don't think he made it half
yeah,
halftime.
he had a receiving touchdown. He had 10 points in like the first quarter in fantasy because he had a receiving touchdown. He had like I think 8 carries for 30 yards or something, and then but I think I don't think that's going to be as big of a deal going on the rest of the season. I think
Yeah.
that's where you're trying to get with that is
Right.
how it's going to affect the rest of the season. I feel like it's one of those where it's like it's such a shitty thing in the moment, like what happened with the Niners, the Super Bowl with Greenlaw going down.
Mhm.
Such a bad thing in the moment, but he's still going to have that energy in the locker room. He
Yeah.
just couldn't have that energy on the
Well,
sideline because
maybe.
he was in the hospital.
Right.
So
I don't know how long he's going to be out. It's not a good thing.
no, it's definitely not a good thing, but I think it will
And those
motivate Dark
ankle
to pick it up.
injuries, those ankle injuries are always bad. I think that's what he went out with was an ankle,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and
So
I mean Dart looks good still for the most part, and I think will motivate him to play better, and I hope it motivates Wandell and all their guys to play a little bit better.
well,
I mean,
I'm kind of hoping. I mean, I kind of wanted to see Cam uh, go against the Niners defense just for fun, just watch him play. But I don't know. It doesn't have a designation on him for an injury designation on him. Maybe he's back. I don't know. Maybe it was just.
I don't know. Everything I seen was out for season for surgery, but
Oh, was it? Maybe
yeah, I
that's
think he had
maybe
to
they
get
just don't
surgery.
have him for
But
that. I don't know. I'm not seeing him on here.
yeah, I thought I
Um,
seen something about surgery, but
yeah,
I mean,
but I think that the way he runs, man, That'd be bad. I mean, it would be a good matchup if Warner was still in because they just, head to head. That'd be cool to watch. Or even
Actually,
if D
like,
Winters.
yeah, I was gonna say D Winters or Malik Mustafa would be
Mhm.
the ones I would prefer because like Fred, he does make big hits and stuff, but he's also just one of those guys that he's so technical. They look like big hits, like Cooper's hit on Derrick Henry last year. Cooper DeJean's hit on Derrick
Yeah.
Henry. It was technical. It was exactly how they teach it, so it looked big.
Yeah, just fundamental.
So that's why Fred. So I feel like you have a guy like Malik Mustafa who's just known for he throws all his weight at you. So just be 220 flying it at 220 and see what happens
Yeah.
when they collide.
Yeah.
So it would have been fun. But
Yeah. But just this last week, talk about the Niners, man. That wasn't, I thought it's funny that when I'm picking the Niners, that's when it seems like they're losing. And, I really thought they had the Texans. I thought that was going to be a win for them. I thought, that was kind of good. Their weak offense, our defense has just got all the injuries. But man, I think it's the injuries just finally caught up with the Niners on defense. I think up until this point, they've just been kind of whistling past the graveyard. They've been getting, these players have just been kind of showing up, making the plays when they need to. So they've just been kind of whistling past the graveyard, not really doing anything about their injuries and getting people. And then they just got exploited by a bad offense that
Well,
has been terrible all year.
and I think really what they did exploit was, like you said, they're having these players just step up and make plays when it's needed. Like, was it Alfred Collins when he got the punch out, stuff like that. And I think they're seeing because it really is just our first year and second year guys that are making plays, and then Demondre, best
Mhm.
corner in the league, he's always making plays. But I mean, so it's when you have three guys out there that make big plays, and then the rest just kind of fill in. It's pretty easy to keep the ball away from those three guys.
Yeah.
And
They hit it. I felt like they were hitting over the middle. And I think that goes to show that like once D Winters went down, we really don't have any good cover linebackers right now.
no,
They just leave it up wide. And our safety, Jair Brown, which me and you both like Brown. We talked Brown up a little
Yeah.
bit better. He had the worst coverage that I think this season, as opposed to anybody with enough snaps.
yeah, and
It's
I think
terrible.
it
He had a
was
0% like win rate. He was giving up everything, man. And
yeah, and I mean that really shocked me. I don't know if Solo was trying to test man a little bit more, try and get without the linebackers being able to cover super well. Because I know, even Demondre and who I really like and Jair, who I really like, and you were
yeah,
starting to come on. I think they're all zone guys, and I think he was just like, okay, well, you guys are supposed to be our captain, so see if you can go out and run some man. I'm not really sure if that's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
It's always a terrible. You never like the video they give you, the angle they give you to watch those football games are good for watching football, but not good for deep diving football.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one a little bit, but I mean, it was crazy. If just the eye test from what we were seeing, it just felt like those guys were open all the time.
Which,
Well, get CJ Stroud, dogs get sick. Get CJ Stroud running out, out of the pocket. So you're like, okay, get him moving. Maybe some battle happen. Nah, man, there's a guy wide open.
yep,
Always felt like just there was always somebody for him to throw to that's just wide open. And I think that's linebackers and safeties there. I think our corners did okay, but I think it was a lot of linebackers and safeties issues. They were not where they needed to be. They weren't making it hard on him. And obviously, they cannot get to the quarterback. It was ugly. So, like I said, they need to do something about these injuries. I think the Niners are still good enough. They've been playing enough, and their record's good enough to still go after people. They should definitely be buyers, not sellers, because now we're in trade season. They need to go after some guys. What do you think? We talked about the Keon White. Dude doesn't have any sacks this year. He's had like 136 snaps.
yeah. I mean,
No
he
sacks
was
yet.
he was benched to actually. I don't want. They're not top end talent, but they're higher end talent with Clavon Chason and who's that other DN they got out there in
Yeah, the
New England.
linebacker, like yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, because they got just like 1 and 2 year guys. They went younger and are going
Yeah.
with that.
and that's why they moved on from the veteran because they have younger
Well,
guys who are
actually,
playing
he's
well.
only a second year guy too. So
That's true.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
so-
man.
Yeah,
They
they
just
moved
found
on
better
from him
guys.
because
Yeah,
who knows? Because they have better guys. But he had a 5-sack season last year.
Mhm.
And he had decent pass rush. Like he had decent pass rush stats for the snaps he got. Not really decent pass rush stats overall, but for the snaps he got, he
Yeah.
played decently. So
Well, I mean, he doesn't have any sacks yet this year, so he fits right in with this Niners defense.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, it's
It's
pretty
been
terrible.
pulling teeth to get to the quarterback, and they did finally get their first interception of the season in week 8, though. Still ended up losing. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's I mean, you look at these other teams, and I'm just going through my notes a little bit here. I mean, the Vikings, I really feel like are going to miss the playoffs now. I still was waiting to see what they're going to do, before I made that. But I think the Vikings could miss the playoffs. They looked pretty bad against the Chargers, and Carson
You know,
Wentz is definitely
yeah,
down.
I was gonna say I kind of agree with you, but I think watching that game, I think Carson Wentz was the problem.
Hmm.
I don't really think it was the whole team. I think honestly, it's like me, Jared especially doesn't like when I say it, but there's two coaches that have good records right now that I think should be on the hot seat, and it's Kyle Shanahan. I think his play calling through some games have been just terrible. He's terrible in certain situations.
Yeah.
And then
What would they do? Rush the ball 8 times this last weekend?
yeah, and then O'Connell. I think O'Connell should be on the hot seat because you have this old guy in Aaron Jones who's starting to lose a step, and you have a young guy Jordan Mason who led the league, which Kyle Shanahan also made the same damn mistake
Hmm.
and just completely removed him.
Yeah.
Now I don't know why everybody's just completely removing Jordan Mason. Like
Yeah.
it just makes no sense because
I think they had some struggles running the ball, period, while Aaron Jones was out a couple of games, but they were playing good defense. I can't remember who they were playing against, and then they just kind of went away from it.
yeah,
With Jordan Mason, went away from him, not, and then they went
Mhm.
away from running the ball, period, and now they got Aaron Jones back and they finally ran the ball, but that didn't matter.
yeah.
You
So
know?
I don't like he's a lot of NFL backs are you have to give them. They don't hit their peak in a game until carry 12.
Yeah.
So if you only give them 8 carries, of course it doesn't look good because they have to get in a groove. And CMC's the same way. All your good backs, Jonathan Taylor, occasionally Jonathan Taylor and Saquon and your elites have that first play breakout.
Hmm.
First 5 carries have a breakout, but a lot of them you watch their games and it's 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards,
Hmm.
70 after they've
Yeah.
had a time to catch a groove.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have to. You got they're doing their matchups. Then you got matchups on the offensive line against defense. Yeah, everybody's got to get their feel a little bit, and get into the game and get a feel for what's going on and who they can bully and how they're going to bully them before you can just give up on it. And to give up on the run is crazy to me that early on. I think doing 8 rushes is insane. I think
Yeah.
giving a guy like Jordan Mason 4 carries in a game is insane.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't care if you're the Philadelphia Eagles with Saquon Barkley. You give Jordan Mason at least. I think you give him 8 carries a game.
yeah,
I think if he has an elite back like Saquon or Derrick Henry above him, I think even in that situation he
Yeah.
should get 8 or 9
yeah.
carries.
Jordan
because,
Mason was 3rd for carries in
Yeah.
that game.
yeah,
That was crazy.
It is because it's like even if he's not getting 10 yards, that linebacker who tackled him is tired now because he had to tackle him.
Yep. Yeah, he runs hard. Aaron Jones runs hard, but Jordan Mason just has more.
Yeah.
He has more to him right now. I don't know, man. I think, I don't know about the hot seat for that coach. I know that he is a good coach. They've already done enough where he's earned himself a couple of seasons, but I can definitely see where people are
I kind of
going.
disagree, but we've had that debate when we were talking about awards and stuff in off season last year because I fully believe he only got the coach of the year because he was the head coach,
Mhm.
where it should have been Brian Flores. And I do think if they didn't have Brian Flores, they probably wouldn't be, even as good as they are this year, and they aren't looking great.
Right.
And last year they would have won 8 games if they didn't have Brian Flores.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like
It's hard to
O'Connell-
say. I mean, they were bailed out by their defense, even if their wins that they have this year have been bailed out by their defense.
Exactly. So I don't think O'Connell's getting the job done. I think the defense and Brian Flores are getting the job done.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, even if you want to give him the credit for hiring that DC, keep him on the staff as the head coach, but take away his play calling rights.
Right.
Because they aren't doing it right.
Something's up
You
there.
have coaches here that are really good in developing, and he is the QB whisperer. He usually gets his young QBs, whoever he brings in, to play well.
Mhm.
So you have these coaches who are really good talent developers, really easy systems for QBs to figure out. but goddamn, do they suck ass at calling plays in certain
Well,
situations.
and honestly, I mean, McCarthy didn't look great when he went down. He hadn't been looking great yet. I'm
Mm-mm.
not saying that he had enough, that we've seen enough out of him. I'm just saying he wasn't looking good.
Yeah,
And then Carson Wentz doesn't look great. And you have one of the best receiving cores in the league.
yep,
And so, I mean, at that point, if your quarterbacks can't get it done, then, it's the quarterbacks, I feel there.
yeah,
So yeah, maybe he's just not that great with them either. I know he
yeah.
has been, but yeah, another team we got to talk about before we move on to the underreaction, overreaction is got to be talked about the Bills. I know it was just the Panthers, but the Bills just trounced them, and they look good coming out of that bye week. They needed that big time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I know it's again just the Panthers, but I say it too, but I feel like the Panthers really aren't that team anymore. Or it's like, oh, it's just the Panthers.
yeah,
Like it's, I mean,
well,
they're
and
so
also
off and on, which sucks ass. And this was an off game clearly because they lost by 31. But
and also they were without Bryce Young,
yeah,
and that goes to show too that Bryce Young means a lot to this team now.
yeah.
You know,
Even like, and it's crazy with quarterbacks because they don't necessarily have to play well to be a good quarterback because he leads the offense. Even if
Mhm.
he's not putting up great stats, he leads the offense better.
It's a
The
different
whole
offense when
looks
he's
better.
there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
And that's why I give all the credit to the Bills. They were able to run really well on this Panthers defense. And people, and it is. Panthers defense was terrible last year, but they have showed up in games this year. Not every game, but they have showed up at times and looked really good. And so for, I think, James Cook to have, 160 yards and a couple of touchdowns, I think is what he ended up doing.
216,
216. Okay.
and
No, yeah, even more than I thought.
he averaged 11.3 carry
Yeah.
to get that 216.
So for them to be able to do that against this team is pretty good. And
yeah, and I think a lot of people are like, well, it's the Panthers. He should have. Got to remember this Panthers team beat the hell out of the Falcons, who have the almighty Bijan Robinson that everybody
Right.
loves so much.
and they blanked them. So
and they beat the hell out of them. So
yeah.
like I said, the
So
Panthers are on and off, and this was an off game, but
right.
it was just a great game by the Bills, a great showing by the Bills, because even off night Panthers, they don't have a great record, but they've had close games this year, and then they beat the hell out of some teams. They've had a couple games where they got the hell beat out of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
And the Bills come out of a bye week after losing 2 in a row before that, and to come out and do that, that's good. I know you get a little bit extra time to prep on that bye week, but still they had to come out and do it, and they did. I like to see that. All right, man. That's pretty much our rundown of last week.
I guess the one game we didn't mention that I think needs some mentioning, especially since all three of us got it wrong, is the Ravens game.
Oh yeah, the bounce back by the Ravens. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm really thinking you just blame Cooper Rush at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, like I know Lamar was
for the
1-2
offensive
before he got
struggles
hurt.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were 1-2 when Lamar got hurt anyway, so they still weren't doing good. But I mean, they were competitive in 3 games, and they're competitive 2-1 with Lamar. They sucked ass with Cooper Rush, and then Tyler Huntley comes in and they beat up and coming Bears team 30-16.
Yeah.
And I just had it pulled up. I forgot him now, but Tyler Huntley looked good and he had good stats.
Yeah, Snoop, right?
Yeah.
So, Snoop.
Yeah, so he went 17 for 22 on 77% completion percentage for 186 in the touchdown.
Yeah.
And so it's not, amazing stats. It reminds me a lot of that Malik Willis in the Packers. Just great completion percentage, but somehow doesn't score the touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, I think the best thing about that is the Ravens defense showed life. And the Bears at times have looked really good on offense, and then at times they've looked really bad, but they pretty much beat the hell out of them the whole game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The defense for the Ravens did, so they kind of held them down. The Bears are just kind of that puzzle right now that we got to kind of figure out what's going on. We all picked them. We thought they were all going to do good and be able to work their magic against that Ravens defense that's been real bad. But Caleb Williams, I don't know. Definitely not the best quarterback coming out of there for sure.
He still had almost 300 yards that game though.
Did he? So he
I'm
might
not.
be on pace now
Yeah,
for the 4,000,
yeah.
but
I'm not much for giving Caleb Williams respect, but he went 25 for 38 for 65, pretty much 66% completion percentage. For 285 yards, he just had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, which is
yeah,
what makes it look bad. But he
okay.
still had, 66% completion isn't terrible,
No, yeah.
and 285 yards in nowadays NFL is actually really damn good.
Right.
So
And that might put him back on pace for the 4,000. I still think he'll probably get. But the problem is, it seems like with Caleb, I think his issue is just like figuring out ways to win games, to get it done, either by his legs, whatever he needs to do. Like some quarterbacks just have it. Drake May has that. You can see that already. And it's still, I think me and you both thought Drake May is going to be better. We
yeah,
both thought that, and they're both in year 2. I just think you're seeing that out of Drake May already. The dude got sacked 5 times, still found a way to kick ass and win a game.
yep,
Caleb Williams going against a defense that hasn't done shit all season, can't figure out a way to get points on the board and score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I think that's been his issue, is always just been like, and when you're watching him, is just like figuring out ways to win when it matters and making the plays.
Yeah,
So
I think it's been referred to as the it factor.
the it factor. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
and
nice.
Drake May has it, and Caleb so far doesn't. Which
Yeah,
you can't blame it on him entirely because he has had a lot more coaches than Drake. In 2 years, he's had double the coaches. So
right, right.
like that definitely isn't good for development.
Well, I think the Patriots, they did too. They just got a new coach, right?
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
I
Vrabel.
don't.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
they
Vrabel.
just.
They had
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo or whatever last year. So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah,
I
Caleb just
actually,
doesn't have it. That's.
and it's weird because you got Ben Johnson there for Caleb Williams now, and you
Mhm.
got what's his he was old Patriots guy too. Worked with Tom Brady long time ago, and now he's back there. Oh my God, Josh McDaniels. That
That
sound
kind of
right?
sounds right.
I might be wrong about the name, but anyway, it's the same. It's that dude that went back there. So I think it's crazy because Ben Johnson's been real good on offense and stuff like that too. But I think Josh McDaniels is a good offensive mind. Jared brings him up all the time. So all right, but yeah, I like the Patriots. I like what Drake May's doing a hell of a lot better than what Caleb Williams. He's figuring out ways to win games. All right, let's go into underreaction and overreaction though.
I don't have it this week.
That's all right. I think you'll like mine. So underreaction, I think this might bring a spark a little bit of debate here. My underreaction is the Eagles' run game getting going. Not a lot of people are talking about it. I know Giants suck, but still, when this run game gets going, the Eagles are a really good, really formidable team.
Okay, so I could see why you would think that spark debate,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to. I agree 100%.
Oh wow. Okay.
The Giants put their run game in a body bag, and the first time they played them, and that's why they beat them. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago. It was super close divisional games. They played really good defense on Saquon. They stopped the run game, and then they got it done on offense. And this time they didn't stop the run game, and they got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree 100%. When they have the run game going, Jalen Hurts looks real good. It's just the way any NFL offense works. If you can get the run game going, you're going to have more success.
No, and especially for them.
Yeah.
Like it seems like certain teams, especially the Eagles, they need their run game.
Yeah.
They're, even though they have good receivers, they're not built to be a passing team.
Yeah, it's like you have the Cincinnati Bengals are the only team I think of in the league who could get away with zero run game at all.
Yeah.
And that's if Joe Burrow was healthy. If they had a run game to pair with Joe Flacco, they'd probably be playoff contention again.
Right. So this looked like last year's Eagles to me. Barkley had 150 yards, 14 carries. I think he ended up with a touchdown or two. But right there, that's pretty good. That's not quite Jonathan Taylor numbers right there, but it's pretty close to the same output, yards per carry. I think it was like 10. What is that? Almost just under, just over 10.
What'd you say the stats were again?
150 on 14 carries. So that's just like just over 10.
Yeah.
So that's kick ass. That's old school. And my thing is the NFC needs to watch out. They need to not let this team get going again, because the Eagles, if they start running the ball again, man, they got a lot of the same players from last year. And if they're able to do that, if they're able to put up, get Barkley rolling like that, yeah, they're going to be formidable. They'll be right back in there.
See, I just really hate watching games like that because it's like your running back's averaging 10 yards a carry. Why the hell doesn't he have more carries than 14 carries?
Yeah, I think they ended up, they had that game. I think they took him out. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened,
I
but
think I think Derrick Henry's high school coach could be the greatest NFL coach of all time because I got a running back. He's averaging 10 to carry. I'm gonna give it to him 50 times.
right? Yeah,
And
no, I
I
agree
mean,
with that. Give it to him tons. Yeah, anyway, I think the Eagles. So my overreaction, all right, this goes against our team, but it's the Texans offense. I heard a lot of people saying they're back. They're back. Dude, they went against the Niners third string defense for one. I
yeah,
mean,
they
and
went against a mix of practice squads around the NFL. So
yeah. And it's not that you're still playing, you're still in the NFL, you're still playing NFL caliber teams. I understand that. These players are still good players. If me and you went and played, we'd get our ass
no,
kicked, right?
no, no. I could go kick the shit out of the way Connor Colby looked. I could go beat him.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, that was a terrible lineman performance. But we're talking the Niners defense. Um, no, it's no, I'm just saying, like, I understand that you still got to play and you still got to do these things. So I give the Texans their due to a point.
But
But if
it
this
is
Niners
not the
defense,
offense, it's the coaching.
yes,
Like I said about their game earlier on, they knew how to exploit it because of the coaches.
hmm,
The offensive personnel still look like shit.
yeah, I honestly think, yeah, I really feel like if you had just even two guys in there that we needed, you have Fred Warner, and then you even just have what's that other safety who was out that we keep not anyway. I was gonna say a secondary guy that we were missing in that game, and I can't remember who it is. But I mean, let alone Bosa, let alone linemen. I think we were
Mm-hmm.
missing a defensive lineman in there. We're down to our third string linebackers. D. Winters went out in that game. It's sad, dude. I mean, they really weren't playing anybody. I think we had Demondre Lenore as like really the only solid starter that we had in that game.
Yeah, because I
Bryce
mean,
Huff is gone. I mean, they're down to their like third and fourth string defensive ends
yeah,
and guys they're bringing off the street. So anyway, I've heard all the Texans offense is going to get going. Well, they looked real good against the Ravens too when their defense was down and they weren't playing well.
yeah.
And now they look good against bad defense in the Niners, and they'll probably look crappy against another good defense.
Well,
So
and I feel like we even seen it in the game against the Niners when the offense was going for the Texans. It's not the offense that gets going; it's CJ Stroud.
yeah,
I've been hating on CJ a little bit this year because his stats are down, but then I really watched him play, and he's the only one doing a damn thing out there.
yeah,
Like his receivers are good, but he has to run around for 8 seconds before a receiver's open too.
yeah.
It's not his own line sucks, so he throws it in 2 seconds. He's got to run around and give them 8 seconds to get open.
Right. And that is another common thing between the two games too. That's another common denominator is neither teams, the Ravens or the Niners couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
Could not get to him. I mean, that's a hell of a point. Neither teams were able to bring him down and get him to the ground.
Well, in week 7, their game, I know they lost it, but what was that one? It was the Monday night game against the Seahawks.
Hmm.
Dude, if you watch that game, he was running for his life, and he'd have the ball from 6 to 10 seconds, and he'd finally find somebody open.
Yeah. And
And
half the time I think they sacked him 5 times. So they did something the Niners couldn't. That's because they're relatively healthy on defense. The Seahawks,
and Michael
so.
Bennett's a dog. I think he had 3 of those. So
Yeah. So, all right. But yeah, that's my overreaction. I think the Texans are still real terrible offense, and they've proven it when they played. They played the Rams. Rams beat them up on defense. Rams didn't play great offense that game, but the Rams beat them up on defense. The Seahawks beat them up on defense, and the Niners were hurt. They're a hurt team, and I think if we had our full legit team, they would have beat them up on defense. But so they were going against scrubs, they didn't.
yeah, I mean,
So
I'm still just waiting on my call from the 49ers. Need to send in film to John Lynch, I guess, but
yeah,
too many more injuries, and he might be checking out my film.
right. So
Like,
all right, so we're gonna start a new segment on our show, and it's going to be the players that we feel of the week. This week, me and Gage talked about it. We don't have much of a difference. We're agreeing. I'll announce. I said the player of the week. It's a guy. I'll let you do it, man, because he's been your guy all year, even last year. So
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. So he had, what was it? 12 carries for 100 or 150.
153 yards on 12 carries.
3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Hat trick for the 4th time this year.
Yeah,
I think
2
it is.
touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving.
Yeah, so he's had the hat trick in at least
3
games.
I think 3 games.
He's
so.
averaging 2.2 touchdowns a game. Or 2.3 touchdowns a game. And he did it again this week. And he is leading the Colts to just a dominant season.
Yeah, he had like 12.1 yards per carry against and it's against Titans, and they're not great, so I'll give him that. But still, man, this is, that's still a blistering run. I mean, that's still a blistering stat line. That's crazy.
It's literally like the Randy Moss of running backs. It's like you see 3 catches for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's the run game version right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 rushes.
Yeah, he
had
a 70-yarder was as long, I think.
Yeah, it is mind blowing how good he's doing this year. He's our generation's version of Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he's 14 touchdowns. I don't think I've seen like touchdowns like this since LaDainian.
Yeah,
and he's got a chance at that.
Their offense was their own line was really good and it helped them a lot last year, but they got rid of their center and they got rid of their left guard and they went to the Vikings, and so they lost 2 pieces on their own line and 2 really good pieces on their line, and he's still doing it.
They're just pushing guys around still. Quentin Nelson is still a beast.
And he's like 48 years old.
That dude's still, man, when I saw some highlights of his runs, dude, they were just bullying the Titans. So on defensive, we agreed on this guy too. I don't know how you couldn't. We talked about it earlier. I mean, it's Myles Garrett, 5 sacks in 1 game. That's really good. The dude is a beast. I know that whole defense is doing pretty good. They could use some secondary help now, I feel like, but for the most part, you got the best, one of the best defensive lines, and you definitely have the best pass rusher in the game there. And it's Myles Garrett, 5 sacks. I think he had 3 in the first half, I think is what it ended up being. But I mean, the dude plays, his guts out every game. He's a beast. So yeah, we're going with Myles Garrett. Next week we're going to try to continue this segment, and maybe we'll have some arguments. And but this week was just too easy to agree.
Yeah.
But, all right, so we're going to go on to our picks. Starting it off, we had Dallin. What was Bushelman? Dallin Bushelman won. Dallin Bushelman won the listener picks. He tied with Jared. They both had 5 losses, I think. And
that sounds right.
How many games was there this?
There was only 15.
Was it 15 again? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
10-5 and 9-6, 9-6. Yeah.
So they both went 10-5. I was for some reason even thinking there was maybe less games than that, but maybe not. No, only 4 teams were on bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he went 10-5. Him and Jared tied. That was the best. But Dallin, man, you nailed it right on with the 35 points. It was 28-7. Chiefs over the Commanders. So yeah, you got $25 coming at you. Just go ahead and get a hold of us. You can message us at Podbean. Message us there. You can message us again on Facebook. You can use Messenger. However you want to do it, man. Just let us know that you listen to the podcast and that we announced you as the winner. But yeah, good job. You nailed the points. Jared had 48. He said it was going to be 34-14.
So it wasn't too far off.
No, he was off by 13. I actually thought Jared had him until I looked at Dallin's score, and then I was like, all right, okay. But yeah, Jared went 10-5. Me and Gage both went 9-6. So that son bitch went ahead and moved up on us even another game. But that was such a weird week. I think he caught us with, we were talking about that. Which game did he catch us on? There was one game I thought he picked. He was the lone pick, but maybe not. Maybe
I know for sure he caught me on the Chiefs Commanders game because I thought the Commanders could do it, but I for some reason forgot that it's the Commanders versus the refs and the Chiefs. So it's like I seen some stuff there where it's like there was a unnecessary roughness on the quarterback, which was a little unnecessary. But the ref wasn't going to throw it, and then he looks down and sees number 15 in a red jersey, and then he finally throws it.
Then he does, yeah.
And then he does. So it's like, come on, man. Either throw it or don't. That's a late call. You have to look at Mahomes before you threw it.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Commanders just aren't the same team. They've just lost that step. I mean,
Yeah, they lost Jaden Daniels.
Dane
That's the
Daniels
step
been
they lost.
hurt. Yeah, but it's just weird. Like the way he had that pep. He was just able to go for it as a rookie. So I mean, he might like when he's in there and he's healthy. I think that's when we're gonna see it. Maybe, hopefully again, but we'll see. They haven't had their full complementary of wide receivers either. So all right, well let's get into our picks for the week, and we'll go ahead and have you run down, and I'll look up Jared's as well, and we'll pull his in too.
Cool. So tonight's game is Ravens Dolphins, and I think I'm going to take the Dolphins in it, just because I think Huntley had a um like surprising game, and I think now that there's some film on him, they might be able to figure it out. So I do think the Dolphins would take this one.
Oh wow, so you think they'll be able to exploit that defense a little bit?
Yeah,
That's a surprising one. I kind of figured.
they're the fastest team in the league, even though they're terrible this year. They are still the fastest team in the league.
And I
So
think what is the records on both these teams too?
2-6,
Both of them. That's
I
what I was
think.
gonna say it. I just couldn't remember if the
Oh, sorry, no, the Ravens are 2-5 because they've
two and
had a bye
five and
week.
two and
So
six.
2-5 and
Yeah, I
2-6.
guess. So they have Baltimore as a 7.5 point favorite. I mean, they really looked into their game last week and liked that one. Jared has the Ravens winning by.
Oh, that's why Lamar's going to play.
Oh, is he playing? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that he's back. So, are you still going with the Dolphins?
No,
No. Okay.
no, no. If Lamar's back there, they're going to finish probably 11-5 or 12-5.
Okay. You
So
like that?
yeah, I mean, if the way that offense looked with Tyler Huntley in there, they are gonna knock it out of the park with Lamar Jackson. So
Okay. Did you give a score on that?
we'll go with 24-10.
Okay. Jared thinks it's going to be the Ravens 31-20. That's funny. That's the exact score that I have as well. I got the Ravens winning 31-20. So, wow, me and Jared just kind of hit that one.
Nice. Okay, and then we don't have any overseas games this week.
No,
You don't have to wake up at 7 to watch your favorite team. Guaranteed.
I think they start up again next week.
Yeah. But the first game that is listed on Microsoft being right here is going to be one to watch, and it's the Colts Steelers. Can Jonathan Taylor get another hat trick? And I'm going to go yes, and he's going to
Hey.
lead the Colts to a 34-31 win over the Steelers.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. They have the Colts as the favorite here, 3.5, which I think is a little less than what I would have thought. I feel like they've been playing a lot better than the Steelers have been playing. Jared thinks that margin is probably about right because he has the Colts winning 26-21. I actually,
He's disrespecting the offense there. I mean, Daniel Jones is going to get his,
yeah,
and Jonathan Taylor is going to get his, and so they got to at least score 5 touchdowns a game.
actually, I'm gonna go a little close on this one too. I don't know. It's the Colts defense is up and down. They do play, give up a few points, but I'm gonna go 28-27 Colts. But
When
I
I
still think they'll
figure
win.
this isn't the game to pick the blowout because you never know. Like the Steelers have looked terrible on defense or looked like the best defense in the
Looked
league,
really
like they
good at
should
times.
be.
Yeah, and
Like,
they're shifty from from quarter to quarter sometimes.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's like one quarter they look like they have T.J. Watt and one of the better corners in the league with why can I think of his first name with Porter Jr.
yeah, Joey Porter.
Yeah, Joey. That's why I kept thinking Jerry, and I'm like, that's not
Yeah.
right. It ain't Jerry Porter.
No, I like
But-
what I just think it's hard to go against Colts right now with how good they've been able to do everything though.
Yeah, for sure. Then the next game is the game of the unknown with the Broncos versus the Texans.
Yep. Okay. Nice.
The reason I say it's the game of the unknown is because it's all how they play against not so good at teams is what we're seeing so far. Like we talked about it. Overreaction from Brandon today was Texans played really good against really terrible defenses. Oh, what did we talk about the Broncos? Their offense finally had a good game against the terrible defense.
Yep.
So we're just gonna have to see, and both these defenses have a chance to be a really good defense or be a really terrible defense.
Yeah.
Like they have all the pieces they need, and both of them have showed at times that they're a good defense. And I mean the Texans more, but I
Right. The Texans have a great defense.
Yeah.
Their numbers are supportive for sure.
yeah. So I'm gonna take the Texans in this, but I'm going to take it like 34-31, and that's because I think Bo Nix is going to start to figure it out.
Oh, so
I
you
think
think
he's
this is
coming
going
along.
to, instead of a defensive battle, going to be more of an offensive battle?
Yeah, I think both these offenses are going to continue to get the ball inside their own 50, and they're probably going to have a lot of punts because of sacks. But I think eventually, get the ball enough inside your own 50,
It
you'll
wouldn't be the first
score
time that
enough.
we thought something was going to be a defensive battle and they just kind of blew up. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's not a bad prediction.
it it seems to happen that way. There's
It
two
kind
good
yeah,
defenses, so it becomes an offensive game.
right. It's weird.
Like
Yes.
like I said, I think it's just because when you have two really good defense going against each other, it's just short field after short field. So eventually, you've got to start putting points up.
Somebody's got to start scoring.
Yeah.
They have Houston as a 1.5 point favorite. I still think they're putting a little bit too much respect onto that game, that
Mm.
Houston, where they beat the Niners. But yeah, Jared has this is a close game, and so do I. Low scoring, close game. Jared has it the Broncos winning 18-17, and I have the Broncos winning 17-14. It could just be like you said though, because I thought the same thing. As like maybe this will be that one defensive battle everybody's waiting for, and then it doesn't turn into that. But I'm going to go with the kind of a safer bet. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos. I just like what the Broncos do a little bit better on offense. I really I don't know. I think their offensive line is a heck of a lot better, and I think they have a better chance at least pulling out a win
Every
here.
dude, LSU's offensive line is better than the Texans
You're
this
right.
year. I
Yeah,
really hate saying that. So I'm one of the firm believers of college teams suck total ass compared to NFL teams.
right.
But you might be able to make that comparison with some college
But it
offensive
is
lines
pretty
right
bad.
now. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. But next game is going to be the Chargers versus Titans, and this one is probably going to bite me in the ass. But I'm taking Cam Ward to the Titans in this one.
Oh wow.
I think this is going to be your shocker of the week, and I don't think it's that much of a shocker because like I've been high on Cam Ward since the start of the year. They aren't
Mhm.
winning games, but I've still been high on him, and they got to pull together. They have to. This is the week that if they don't pull together, I'm never picking them again.
Wow. Okay. You picked a
So
hell of a time to do it. The Chargers are actually starting to play pretty good football. They have them as an 8.5 point favorite. I think that Jared agrees with that. He thinks that that's fine. He likes the Chargers to win 27-17. I like the Chargers to win this one too, man. I've been kind of silently rooting for the Titans to kind of get their shit together a little bit just because, but man, they just keep getting worse and worse and falling off. But I mean, that second win, it's got to come sometime. I don't expect them
yeah,
to go without it.
yeah,
But
they either got to get it or like if they don't even put up a fight in this one, I'm going to start thinking they're selling to try and build a God squad around Cam while he's on
right,
his rookie deal.
they just I don't know what it is. I mean, you look at what's happened though. I mean, who was it that like we just talked about the Colts just put it on them last week. So I like and don't get me wrong, the Chargers are not the Colts. They're not playing that good, but they are playing pretty good now. I like the Chargers 27-10.
Yeah. Next game. This is going to be a highly touted one and probably a fun one to watch. Is the Vikings and Lions. So it's if it was 5 years ago, you'd be like, oh, well, the Vikings are going to wipe the floor, even if the Vikings are having a good year.
Right.
But like you just talked about, the Vikings are terrible this year so far, and I don't think it matters who they play at QB unless they make some trade like tonight to get a quarterback. So I do think the Lions are gonna uh, dog walk them and probably just give it to Jameer Gibbs about 100 times. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's going to be a bad score, like 35-7 or 35-10. So
Yeah, I like that. The Vikings look terrible. Their defense is falling apart. They're not able to get anything going on offense. Totally agree. They got Detroit by 9.5. I'm fine with that. I think it could even be more.
that's what I was going to say. I'm
Yeah,
not fine with that because we've seen 14.5 this year, and this should be one of those games.
it could be a little bit bigger. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a division, and
Mm,
that's the only thing that still keeps people. These division wins or these division games are kind of weird like that. But
mm.
Jared has the Lions winning 24-13, so he's got a little respect for the Vikings defense, I guess. I don't. I actually have the Lions winning 42-17, so I think it's going to be a big score. So
Ooh, okay. The next game is
the Lions, I did say the Lions, right? Lions winning 42 to
I
17.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next game is 49ers Giants, and this one was a hard one for me to pick, even with Cam being out. Like I said, I'd love to see that matchup if both teams are healthy with Cam Scadaboo and Fred Warner. Um, Cam being missing, like I said, I don't think it's going to affect the whole season, and we won't find out anything from this game because if the Giants' offense looks great, okay, so did the Texans.
Right.
Uh, so I do think it's going to be higher scoring. I think if the Niners want to win this one, they're going to have to put up 35 at minimum. So I think it's going to be like 35-34 in a Eddie Pinero walk-off field goal.
Okay. Niners win, huh?
I don't know how they're going to wind up with 32. I don't know how they're going to wind up with a 34-32 score.
I think you said 35-34.
That's what I'm
So.
saying, with a
Oh,
walk-off
yeah,
field
gotcha.
goal. So I don't know how they're going to
Somehow.
wind up 34-32, but it's going to happen.
Okay. I like it. They have the Niners as a 2.5-point favorite, which is kind of a kick in the nuts, but the Niners are just so hurt. You know, I think Jared thinks it's going to be close, like you think. He says 23-21 Niners. Now, me, on the other hand, I actually think that the Niners run the ball a lot when they're having success. And that's the only time Shanahan does it. And I think they're going to have a lot of success running the ball. I think this is probably going to be the best our offense has looked all season. And I'm going 38-17 Niners.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, see, what I'm worried about and why I won't pick a blowout is because you see White Chalk, the Jackson Dart walking out of the tunnel with the Ice Baby playing, and it's game over. Niners going to lose. So
man.
We'll see what happens. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened. Surprised he hasn't walked out listening to Vanilla Ice yet.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, man. The dude's pretty exciting. I really think the Niners are going to spank them, though. I really think so.
Yeah, the next game is going to be Panthers Packers, and I gotta look up if Bryce Young's back. Do you know if he's going to be?
I think he was questionable.
Okay, because that is going to greatly influence my decision. So I got to make sure real quick. Getting her pulled up. Okay, so it says the first article says Andy Dalton's thumb broken, Bryce Young's ankle progressing. But they also added a quarterback. It's not telling me who. So it okay, so one day ago from Sports Illustrated, they got a positive update. So I'm gonna go bank on Bryce Young playing.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go against the odds here. And I'm gonna say Bryce Young and the Panthers find a way to slow down Micah, and they're gonna take away the win here.
Oh, another upset.
We'll go with a 28-21 score.
Okay. Wow, that's a big upset. They have Green Bay as a 13.5-point favorite. I think Jared has. I know he has the
Yeah,
Packers
but Vegas is in
winning.
love with Jordan Love. So.
Yeah, he has Packers winning 30-16. So he disagrees with you.
Yeah, Jared's in love with Jordan Love too. So
I disagree with you as well. I really want to see the Panthers do well here. The Packers, I think they're just playing well. That is a big upset pick by you, but I think the Packers even beat that spread, and I'm going to go 31-14 Packers.
Wow, you guys aren't even giving the Panthers a chance. Like, if Bryce Young doesn't play, they don't have a chance. So, with him being questionable, it could very well bite me in the ass picking him.
I think that if he plays and he plays well, I think they'll have a chance to, beat the point spread. But I don't think that, to make it in there. But I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young is going to make Micah Parsons his bitch. But
they're going to have to
we'll see
run
what
the
happens.
ball like they did against the Dolphins. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's not going to happen. So they're going to just Bryce Young's just going to sling it and have a Drake May type of game.
I
So.
do like I do like what we're seeing from the Panthers. I just don't think they're all the way there yet.
Yeah, I'll probably even start Ted Arroyo this week. We'll see though. Okay, next game is going to be Bears Bengals, and I really don't know where to go.
Yeah, this one's tough.
So since it's a hard one to choose, it's I'm gonna bank on Joe Flacco. If I can't decide for sure, I'm always taking Joe Flacco. So
okay.
I'm going to say the Bengals take it, and I'm going to say it's going to be a close one, just like their last one. But Flacco's going to score, and he's going to score a lot. So it's going to be like 42-41.
Okay. Yeah. So high scoring game. Okay. I think we all think it's going to be close. Jared thinks it's going to be close, but he's going with the Bears. He's going with the Bears just barely to beat that They got Chicago as a 2.5 point favorite, and he thinks that they're just going to beat that. So 27-24. Bears. I think that it's going to be really close as well, but I'm going Bengals. But I'm doing a little bit low scoring than what you did at 24-23 Bengals.
Yeah, I really hope you're wrong. I could see that being the case too, but I really hope you're wrong, or my fantasy team's going to lose this week. Really banking on
Yeah,
25 from Joe
I
Flacco.
hope the Bengals score a few more points too. Yeah, I got T. Higgins, so
Yeah, I'm really hoping on that Joe Flacco T. Higgins connection to be crazy this week. So, okay, next game is Falcons Patriots, and I'm really excited for this one. I think, of course, if the Falcons give to Bijan and Bijan gets going, he, I think even if Bijan has one of those 12 or 14 carry games we were just talking about with Saquon and Jonathan, where he's averaging 10 or 12 yards a carry, it's not going to work. I think they can lose. I think if they give the ball to Bijan 20 times and they have 30 rushes, I think they will win this game. I don't think that's going to happen, and that's why I'm taking the Patriots 34-28. But if they keep the ball to Drake May's hands, they can easily win this one.
Patriots 34-28.
Yeah, but if
Okay.
the Falcons play smart and keep the ball away from Drake May, they can win.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're really good at getting to the quarterback and passing defense actually, which is a surprise to me every week because I feel like I don't know why I don't feel like they're very good on defense, but Jared likes the Patriots as well. 23-14. Patriots are a 5.5 point favorite, and I like that. I'm okay with that. I like the Patriots 28-20. And I think definitely the path to victory is to be able to get the ball out. But I mean, if they were able to do it against Myles Garrett and his 5 sacks and that Browns defense, I think they're going to be able to score on this Falcons defense as well.
That's why the key to
And-
victory, who gives you what your defense does, keep it away from Drake May and run the ball 30,
Right.
40 times.
And is it Kirk Cousins? Is it Cousins again this week?
That's what
gonna
it
start?
looks like.
So, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's who I like. I like 28-20 Patriots.
Cool. Next game is Saints Rams, and man, I feel like I've picked the Saints a lot more than I should have this year, and it's just not going to happen this time. I just can't do it, man. I like what Rather looks, and I think he might be able to put up a fight in like the first quarter. He might be able to put up a fight, but this D line will start getting to him, and he will start making mistakes, and it could be like a 3 interception game from him. So
yeah,
I do think it's gonna be like a 10-7 first quarter. And then it's gonna be one of those games where it's just like, wow, what the hell happened? Why are the Rams winning at
Yeah,
45-10?
yeah. What
the hell is
happened here?
happening?
Right.
Yeah, so that's gonna be my score prediction: 45-10.
45-10. Okay, they have the Rams as a 14.5 point favorite. That's the biggest spread of the week. I think we're all okay with that. I definitely am. Jared is. He has the Rams winning 30-13, and I have the Rams winning 38-13. So I'm totally okay with that. I think the same thing you said, man. I think it's just going to, working on them and working on them throughout the whole game. They're just going to be able to just put points up each quarter and just start laying it on them.
Yeah, it's like Spencer Rattler's. First quarter slants are going to be open. His hitches are going to be open. He's going to be hitting them. But he's going to, slowly work down the field, and then after that, he's just going to get sacked and throw picks. So
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of mistakes by that Saints. And their defense breaks down throughout the game, too.
Yeah.
I really like their defensive front, but they just can't hold up the whole game.
Although Matthew Stafford's not great outside the pocket, and
That's
he doesn't leave it very much. So be ready for a big game from Carl Granderson.
Yeah, he
They
could go
might
down
lose
a few
45-10, but he could have a couple sacks.
Right.
So. Okay, next game is going to be losing headphones. Next game is Jaguars Raiders. And man, I really just hate the Jaguars. So Ashton Genty, big game. Raiders are going to win it 24-17.
Oh, man. All that hate is going to give you a losing record again. All right. So they have the Jaguars as a 3.5 point favorite. I kind of thought it'd be more, actually. But the Jaguars really going into their bye week didn't look great. I think they lost to the Seahawks. And I can't remember who else, but yeah, they didn't look great. Was it the Seahawks? They just didn't look good going into that. I know that. So maybe that's what they're going off of. But
The
Jared,
true Heisman's going to kick ass in this game, and he's going to show why he should have had the Heisman Trophy. So
Genty over Hunter.
yeah,
They got
although Hunter's translated better so far, I'll give him his credit.
right, but he's also on a totally different like not a, he's on a better team, but also in a better situation.
Hmm.
Whereas that offense for the Raiders is just terrible.
Yeah.
They cannot do anything right. I don't blame it Genty for that one bit. Yeah, Jared just thinks Jaguars are just barely going to beat the spread, 27-23, and they're going to pull out the win there. I think it's going to be the Jaguars as well. I have it that they're going to pretty much almost double up on the Raiders, 27-14. I think that people might be forgetting that Jags defense is actually pretty good. So, and then they had a week to get
Yeah, I
better and get
think
healthy.
people are forgetting that Ashton Genty's really good because he's on such a terrible offense. But
Yeah,
he's come with a vengeance this game. He hasn't came out like Amon-Ra did on right down the people drafted for him that shouldn't have been. Now Amon-Ra only did receivers, but Ashton Genty see Travis Hunter win a million awards and him not win many.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the hell out of this guy every year in the NFL.
yeah. I
Gonna
dude,
make him cry after every single game.
I think it would be cool to see Ashton Genty get going, but I don't think so against this Jaguars defense.
Dude, going off the NFL script, if there is a game for the NFL to script
Yeah.
an Ashton Genty killer game, it is this one.
This one,
So it's
yeah.
gonna happen.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Next game is Chiefs Bills. This is definitely one I'm going to be tuning into.
Probably game of the week here.
Yeah, probably. Patrick Mahomes is going to get like 6 unnecessary roughness calls go his way. It's going to be a lot of legal
Yeah,
hits on the
refs are
quarterback.
going to be probably way too involved.
And I'll be honest, probably about 4 of those unnecessary roughness will be good calls because the Bills hit the Chiefs. So, and
Yeah.
you could try it on Josh Allen. It's harder to get unnecessary roughness on Josh Allen because he just kind of plants his weight down. So
Right.
you can't throw him.
He shows a little gamesmanship though. He does play around a little bit. And
Yeah. Yeah. But in the end, I don't remember the last time I picked the Chiefs this year. And it still ain't gonna happen. I'm taking the reigning MVP and Josh Allen and probably top 5 MVP candidate James Cook to beat the hell out of this Chiefs defense and win this 35-14.
even kind of a blowout. Okay. All right. I didn't expect that score. KC is a 1.5 point favorite. Jared, I think it's going to be close. Jared thinks it's going to be close as well. He has the Chiefs winning 27-26.
Wow.
So he has the Chiefs. I have the Bills winning. I do have it a close game, 35-31 Bills. I think Josh Allen is going to have to pull some magic at the end. And I think it's probably going to be a touchdown at the end of the game to win it. So
Yeah, and by the way, that score prediction is more of a what do they call it?
Wish
Like
guess.
saying it until it happens.
yeah, you're manifesting it.
Yeah, I'm manifesting it
Heck yeah.
because like I did agree with it being the game of the week prediction, but I really just want to see Josh Allen beat the hell out of the Chiefs. So got to
Right.
manifest it a little bit.
And that team is built to play the Chiefs because they get beat by them.
Yeah,
and they just couldn't get
Yeah.
past them in the playoffs for the longest time.
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean,
think
the owner of the Bills is sitting there watching Chiefs games
Yeah.
while in the NFL draft room.
they can't get past them, so they're built to do it, man.
Yep,
So-
so it's got to happen. Next game is Seahawks and Commanders. Do we have Jaden Daniels news?
Let me look.
You know what? The Seahawks have looked so good that Jaden Daniels or not, the Seahawks are.
Seahawks are playing a lot better than what I thought they would.
Yeah. So I think, the only thing that's going to change is the spread. I think it's either going to be, I think no Jaden. The Seahawks are taking it 27-13. With Jaden, I think the Seahawks are taking it 27-24.
Okay. So either way, Seahawks. I like it. Jared thinks the same thing. He likes the Seahawks as well. He's got it 28-14 Seahawks. They have been playing a lot better than what I thought they would. I like the Seahawks as well, 30-17. Okay, we're back. You guys probably didn't even notice that pause there, but I had to pause it and get up and run to the bathroom real quick.
Yep.
So we're back though.
Okay, yeah. So Jaden Daniels is expected to return against the Seahawks. It was the 27-24 score prediction. Set
Okay.
in stone for me.
Okay. Yeah. No, it does change too because he's he means a lot to there. I like Mariota a little bit, but not nearly as much.
Yeah, he has played way better than I expected him to.
Yeah.
He hasn't thrown a touchdown to himself yet again, which I really missed that part of his game. But
Right.
okay, so that leads us into the Monday night game, which is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Another tough game I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of scoring again, like every other Dallas Cowboys game, and it sucks because I really hate high scoring games. I don't know why. I've always been more attracted to defensive games. I really like watching good defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy watching 7-0 game.
Right.
So I probably won't even watch this one, but I guess I'll predict it because it's what we do. So I think the Cardinals are going to take it. I think it's going to be probably like 44 to 34. I know the Cowboys like to have a lot of fours in their scores. So
44-34 Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay. They have the Cowboys as a 2.5-point favorite. I'm guessing because it's a home game. Jared has the Cardinals just beating. Actually, Cardinals winning by 3 points, so they would definitely beat that. But the Cardinals winning 30-27. I got burned by the Cowboys last week. I don't even know why I'm trying this again. But for some reason, I don't like the Cardinals with what they're doing without James Conner. It's crazy what that dude meant to this offense and being able to run the ball. I'm interested to see how this Bam Knight is going to be able to do this week. I went ahead and picked him up, but I think he's going to be the guy. So I think they're going to be trying to get it to him. I'm going to go with the Cowboys, just squeaking by, beating that spread 27-24. But I don't know if they bite me again. I'll probably go the same way and quit picking them like you did with the who did you pick for the last time?
The Titans.
Titans. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Okay, I think that's about it.
This is like my second least favorite possible week in football. Just looking at my predictions, if this is exactly how it goes and I have a miraculous 15-0 record somehow, be really pissed off because I picked all 4 NFC West teams to win.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why it's the second worst because it could be Niners lose and the rest win, and that would be worse. But that's like the only thing
right.
worse than the whole NFC West winning. So
yeah. If everybody does, we don't gain any ground there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, and it's crazy coming off the week that we had last week where there was a lot of upsets, a lot of things that I didn't think were going to happen. It was a tough week to guess. This week seemed like there was a couple of tough games in there, but for the most part, I felt like there was some games in there that was kind of pretty easy. I do feel like it's going to be the Chiefs-Bills game of the week. I think that game is always exciting. I love it when they play. For some reason, it just brings the best out in both. I really hope the referees stay out of this one, though. I don't want it, even if the Bills lose, I don't want it to be because of the damn refs. Just like make it a game. Just
the Chiefs, like, as much as I hate on them, the Chiefs have a really good roster.
Yeah.
And they have what it takes to beat anybody in the league.
Yep.
It's just bullshit watching them do it with the refs up, especially because they don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so I just like no controversial calls, no bullshit, just let it be. But
and
anyway.
That does go either ways. If they give Josh Allen reigning MVP favoritism, which I don't think they will in this game, but if that happens to be the case, still bullshit.
Yeah, just stay out of it and let them play. Let them. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, call the calls that are there, but don't
let them like throw hands or anything.
No phantom calls, and then don't overcall the game either. So thanks for listening, Dallin. Yeah, just get a hold of us, man, and we'll get you your money. That's pretty awesome. Remember, guys, that you're just putting out the score for the one Monday night game. That's getting pretty easy when we only have one. But thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.